Welcome back to Late Night Scrolling and welcome to our Masterchef Canada special. Now, I'll admit it. I think that if I was to go on a cooking show, it would be a show more like Nailed It, where the point is not to make your food look good, but maybe you can get it to taste good. MasterChef is far out of the realm of my skill set, so I am so impressed by all these contestants. And I learned very quickly doing these interviews that the time away from the competition and maybe complementing that with being able to watch the show and watch their performances, there are some things that I wouldn't say are regrets, but are certainly haunting these contestants. And I certainly did not shy away from asking these contestants what is haunting them from their time on MasterChef. And their answers are so enlightening. And also what moments are fueling their cooking moving forward and what they're taking away from the experience on the show, which it's so cool to hear how people's cooking dreams have changed and evolved just by being on MasterChef. Let's get started with the very first eliminated trio, Daniel, Veronica, and Ashley, who were eliminated in episode 1. What is haunting you guys from your journey, and what memory are you taking that's fueling your cooking moving forward?
Oh my gosh, my signature dish. Two things that are haunting me is being asked the question by the judges or being told like you played it safe. And in retrospect, when I look at what the other cooks did, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I played it safe, but just the basics of like you under seasoned your fish. Like to be sent home for something so like okay, I could have put an extra pinch of salt. Like what? That's heartbreaking. And preparing for MasterChef, I had worked on that like 5 times that week, preparing that for all my neighbors. I'd just call them up and be like, okay, I have dinner for 4 ready to go. And one of my neighbors are foodies, and one of their critiques was it's under seasoned. So when the judges said that of my dish, my heart sank because I'm like, oh my gosh, like I knew better. I was told that I under seasoned. And so that was heartbreaking, really heartbreaking.
Oh my goodness, what a story. Well, your friends probably felt quite a way watching you get that feedback in the kitchen. Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
god, their hearts sank with me. Oh my gosh.
Thing that haunts me is that I serve the judges an over-engineered dish that has had the consistency of glue. So I don't know if you caught that one little comment from Craig, but it was, if you're gonna serve a soup base and your soup base is not right, you're just not gonna make it, and that's what happened. So that haunts me. The thing that I'm going to take away from all of this, though, is I like when I'm cooking at home, I'm cooking to impress myself. I'm the only person that, I care about for cooking, and I've invested in my skills for 15 years. And, as like, I enjoy the process of cooking, and I enjoy creative cooking, coming up with new dishes. When I went to MasterChef, I felt like I needed to prove myself. I have felt like I needed to show how smart I was to the judges and stuff. So I cook for them instead of me.
Oh,
And I think that's really what I'm taking away from this. It's like the person that matters at the end of the day is really me and what I like and what I want to cook. And it's just simplify things. Don't over engineer stuff. Don't try to impress anybody. Every time I've tried to impress anybody with my cooking, I always mess it up. So it's like that's that's kind of what I have to do. Just like there's one person that matters, it's me. If I like the dish, that's good enough.
So the one thing I would say that would haunt me from the MasterChef kitchen was I put a little bit too much vinegar in my beurre blanc. I wasn't measuring because I was nervous, shaking, running all over the place. That clock is real, guys. It is so real. And the thing I'll take away from it is I'm just going to keep going. You can't stop me. I'm still going to keep cooking and doing my thing. And it's just for me and my family right now.
In episode 2, Montreal's very own Ida was eliminated. Let's hear about her time on the show.
To be honest, the episode I got eliminated is haunting me. There's so much I could have done with that mystery basket. There was just so many ingredients, and I could have gone any other way. So there was so many other dishes I could have made. So that's definitely something. Or else banana ketchup, still don't love it. It's just banana is one of those things I really, really hate. And the fact that I got banana ketchup as an ingredient is a little ironic. But I think one day I will make a good banana ketchup dish. I'm determined.
You gotta post it on Instagram when you do it. We all gotta see.
It's
I
happening.
believe
It's happening.
I believe in you.
Next up in episode 3, it's Toronto and the East Coast's very own Rainey with a very emotional interview about what being on MasterChef and representing meant to him.
Cooking dream walking in there is I really would love to own a brewery, really incorporate beer into a menu, but have like an elevated pub experience. Like I really feel like pub food has been like really kicked the shit out of the last couple years. It's greasy, it's soggy, it's not fun, it's not fresh. How do you take like the trashiness of pub food, but make it like fine dining with like really awesome beer? That dream hasn't changed for me. If anything, I'm more hungry for that dream. I'm more inspired to actually follow through with that dream. And leaving there, I'm really excited to see what the next chapter has for me. I think haunting me, and it's kind of the same thing. I think when you grow up gay in a small town, you try to fit into the regular schema. So what haunts me is I've learned to love myself. I've learned to be authentic. And I feel like that last dish that I got eliminated on wasn't authentically me. I didn't follow my heart. I kind of did something way outside my comfort zone that I've never made before. Like heck, I have 100 other home recipes that I've been inspired by. So I would say just not being authentic and following my heart is haunting me. I would say what's fueling me is the exact same thing. It's reaffirmed to trust yourself, to be confident in yourself, to love yourself. And who cares if nobody else likes it? If you like it, somebody else out there is going to love whatever you put out. So definitely going to fuel me to follow my heart more and trust myself more.
Episode 4 brought us our first team challenge of the season. And this was an episode that really got into some of the strategy of MasterChef, because sometimes it's the strategy that can put you at a disadvantage and not your cooking skills. This elimination shocked Canada. It certainly sent shockwaves in our living room watching. This is the chef that a lot of us thought was going to go all the way to the end. It's Daniel who got eliminated after leading his team to losing the popular vote with the diner. So we're going to get into the strategy of it all and what he makes of his journey.
Going into the team challenge, you're made team captain. You have to pick your team. I thought you picked a great team. I'd love to hear, your strategy of picking those folks and how that all came together for you.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I had the dream team. I really feel like I had a great team for sure. I had the opportunity to be a part of everyone's cooking, if you will, from the perspective of you're cooking in the same kitchen. So you can see kind of what other people are doing. You're trying to focus on your dish, but you're paying attention to everything else. You get to see everybody else's dishes. So I had a really good idea as to the type of food that people put out and that type of thing. So the first thing I wanted to do was get somebody that I knew was a strong cook that has already cooked a sweet dish and has already cooked a savory dish, has cooked sweet components and savory components. So that was why I picked Boo. I mean, she's a great chef. Like, she can cook. I mean, like she can cook. So that was step number one is get somebody on your team that is a really strong cook. And then the second part of that was who are we cooking for? Well, we're cooking for children. So let's find somebody who has children who can maybe appease to that palate a little bit more, has experience cooking for, young children currently. So the next guess for me, the next best bet was taking Marianne, right? She's also a really solid cook. She's been in the top before. She's a great cook. Then we move on. Okay, I know Liz is a workhorse in the kitchen. I know she's super meticulous. I know she can not only take instruction, but she can lead as well. So let's get her on the team. So that was really the energy I was going for. And then I, we all know how the last one goes, right? Um, it was Cindy, and that's great. Again, like the judges like her flavors. I could see that, so I thought, okay, well, Cindy, let's go.
What is haunting you and what is fueling you in your cooking moving forward?
Wow, you're asking the deep questions, Liz. Okay. What is haunting me? I think going out on a team challenge is it leaves a lot of what ifs on the table.
Mhm.
Obviously I went out, I was the captain. They made judge made the decision. that is just what it is, and I'm definitely at peace with that, or whatever you want to say. But it would be nice to say, oh, this was Daniel's dish and it went up against, X, Y, Z person's dish and it was, subpar, and so that's why, or he didn't finish his dish properly, or whatever the case is, right? So I think there's a few what ifs. So that's a little bit haunting going out on a team challenge, because I truly feel like I have a lot to show Canada still. Like, that was the tip of the Daniel iceberg, and it was received very well by the judges. So that's a little bit what's haunting me. What's fueling me? Probably the same thing. Like,
Mhm.
let me show you what I've got, because I have something special to bring to Canada, to bring to plates, to bring to people, and I want you to see that.
In episode 5, we saw Cindy eliminated, who the judges had a lot of commentary for this season. So we get into the feedback and the challenges that made up Cindy's MasterChef journey. Let's hear from her now.
I loved Chef Craig in this episode had that comment of, well, guys, it's Cindy. Whatever it is, I'm going to have a blast tasting it. Is that reputation that you were seeking to build for yourself in the MasterChef Canada kitchen?
To be honest with you, I'm okay with a comment like that, because, there's nothing like a little excellent creativity, to, wrap into a delicious dish. So that's cool. That's exciting for me. If I had a restaurant and people were excited to try my creative dishes, all the better for it. I have to admit, the team challenge is one that I was really scared to watch. I messed up my PVR watching it live, so I didn't even see it until a couple of days later. That was a tough challenge to watch. It makes me want to do it again, and I would do it with the same people. I would just love to see a different dynamic. I think when you're in a pressure cooker like that, people are in a hurry and they jump to conclusions and make assumptions. And I have a lot to offer. So that one's going to sit on my shoulders for a while.
Episode 6 brought us the tag team challenge, and it took Paul out of the competition. Let's hear from him now.
Haunting would be the cold tuna on the room temperature rice. Big technical error on my part. Won't ever forget it. With Chef Craig's, you promised me no boo, and I got a no. So that was that. My wife still teases me about that every day. You went up against 15 of the best cooks across the country, and if you don't win, you're not the best. I'm not saying I want to go back and compete again to be the best, but I know what I fell short on, and I just want to get better at those things.
Episode 7 celebrated the 100th episode of MasterChef Canada and asked the top 7 to recreate a show-stopping cake. But the elimination is not at all what was expected, with Chef Sung stepping up to self-eliminate.
I wouldn't call it haunting me, but I guess the thing that I wish I could have had a chance to do more is just cook my food. I think I had the wrong idea at first, which is, hey, pull out all the tricks, show people technique, make a normal dish into an abnormally complicated dish. And I think where I would like to have done better is just stick to my knitting and cook people good food like I would upstairs. And I think the metric upstairs is just, hey, do you like it? Are you saying yum? Are you feeling full and satiated? Are you feeling happy and loved? And then in that kitchen, I probably was less like, do you like it? More than, are you impressed by it? And I think that's the thing that haunts me.
It's so admirable to kind of know when you've had your time in the kitchen. And I loved your final message about having to prioritize yourself, even at a competition as intense as MasterChef. So looking back at that decision to leave and looking back at your time in the kitchen, do you feel like you left it all out there and you really had the season that you set out to have?
I certainly did, especially in that last challenge, because my personal demon was baking, and I was so terrified. Everybody who goes through MasterChef has to go through some kind of baking gauntlet, and I knew that it was coming if I stayed in the competition long enough, and there it was, and it was the 100th episode, and so just everything built on everything, and there was so much pressure. And then I don't know if you saw some of those cakes. They were intensely beautiful.
and being able to pull off a really nice cake on that kind of occasion. I just thought that there's no better way to go out on my shield than to go out on a beautiful cake.
In episode 8, the competition was heating up as we could see the finale in sight, but it was Koichi that unfortunately was eliminated this episode. Let's hear a little bit about his journey. Do you feel haunted by anything this season? And do you feel fueled by anything that happened this season?
Definitely haunted by my choice of Daniel as captain. In terms of fueled, also same kind of bittersweet challenge because like the team challenge was so great for the blue team. We worked so well together, and that really boosted my energy. But seeing Daniel go was really sad.
Yeah, that was a big episode. I feel like the whole competition really turned that week. Is that how it felt for you at all, or was that just more on the viewer side?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Daniel was such a huge competitor, and I never thought that he would leave at that point. Yeah, definitely a page turner.
Totally. Okay, a fun one. If you could cook dinner for any Canadian, alive or past, who would you want to cook for?
Oh my God, Celine Dion.
Yes, thank you. What would you cook
She
for
sounds
Celine
like so much
Dion?
fun. Oh my God, what would I do? You know what? I think it'd be so fun just to do poutine and like just eat and talk and just laugh. It'd be so funny.
I'm totally obsessed. A really glam poutine. That's so
Yeah.
good. Episode 9 brought us the top 5 chefs of this season of MasterChef Canada. And the mystery box brought us nothing other than a fish and a masterclass as Judge Hugh donned an apron and showed all the contestants how he wanted them to fillet their fish and present it. Unfortunately for the season's punk rocker Andre, the fillet did not fly with the judges and he was sent home. But let's hear about his journey on the show.
My students have been watching it like every week, and every Wednesday we actually watch it together as a class because not everyone's caught up, and it's been so cool. They cheer so hard to the point where I'm like, okay, guys, you have to be quiet. Like you're screaming. They were screaming for like 5 minutes one time. I was like, all right, that's not gonna happen again. But
I love it. What a cool example to set and to go in with so much joy for cooking. Like it was so much fun to watch you in the kitchen. It always felt like even in stressful moments, you were still enjoying yourself and you were taking every opportunity that MasterChef can offer. So what a cool example to set for those kids to know, or for your students to know that they can kind of go after whatever dream they have.
no, thank you so much. I mean, that was the whole point. I'm a teacher, so uh setting a good example and maybe actually like showing them what you preach, like practicing what you preach is like amazing. It's such a cool experience and feeling of being able to actually do what you actually say. So
Totally.
yeah, it was awesome and being super vulnerable and making mistakes. I'm always trying to show that in class and breaking stereotypes. It's been amazing because it's all these things that are actually in practice right now. And have fun. Like it might be stressful, but you can still have fun. What's haunting me is that final challenge. I could have done so many things, even with what I actually made. Like I could have just done it differently. I could have omitted some stuff and just presented it differently. Why did I leave the skin on on the fish? Like stuff like that. It's like a lot of man.
The semifinal of this season made MasterChef Canada history with 4 women making it to the final 4 spots. But not only is this history making because it's the first all women semifinal and final, these are 4 chefs that have been at the top of their game the entire season. And with a pressure test of making eggs 5 ways, Boo was sent home right before the finals. Let's hear from Boo about her experience on the show and what it meant to her to make history with this incredible cast. Top 4 on MasterChef is nothing to sneeze at, Boo. You absolutely devoured this season. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Liz. And can we talk about how it's an all-female semifinal? I think that's history.
It is absolutely history. Did you guys feel that walking into the kitchen? Like, did you understand the moment that you were finding yourselves in?
Yeah, it felt surreal, um, to stand among three other very powerful, strong women in the kitchen. And yeah, I felt the empowerment.
It felt so right watching it on TV and really seeing the four of you, knowing the season that the four of you had together, like perfection across the board, showing up week after week with some of the top dishes. Like, it was not only that it was a top four cast of women chefs. Y'all absolutely were the top four of the season, in my opinion. So it
Oh,
really was exactly what it was meant to be, I think.
and honestly, like that says a lot in itself because I wouldn't want to win this competition any other way. I would if I was going for that, it would be to go up against the best of the best, and I think
Yeah.
that was them.
Like, from day one, Boo's dishes were specific and technical, and they always looked delicious. And it left me like very angry on the couch with my bag of chips, being like, "Damn, I
Oh,
want to eat that, not this." Like, my snacks are crap compared to what Boo's cooking.
oh.
When you look back at like what you were cooking this season, did you feel like proud of the range of what you were able to show?
Yeah, I think especially Indian cuisine, I think we're known for just a couple of things, but it's a very large, very diverse cuisine. Even in India itself, it varies so much region to region. And it helped me explore my heritage a lot more. And when I was growing up, I always kind of rejected my heritage because that's a part of growing up here is like you're trying to fit in, and fitting in back then was rejecting where you came from. And I remember my parents would always cook Indian food, and I was like, I don't want to eat it. Like, why can't we have something different? So in my parents' house, I always cooked food that wasn't Indian. And then as soon as I moved out, guess who started cooking Indian food? Me, because I missed home.
Yeah, absolutely. And I felt like we saw like that kind of like personal connection to the cooking and the competition for you the whole season long. Like, I loved hearing the stories with the dishes and you saying like, "Oh, this is when I used to make this," or like, "This is the kind of thing I would make on this kind of night in my house." How much of that was you having almost like a list in your head going into the competition of like, these are the things I know I can nail if I have a chance to do it? And how much of it was in the moment being like, "Oh, I feel like called to make this thing right now"?
Uh, I definitely did not have a list. Like
I love that.
I I am so random. Even when I go to my own kitchen, I'm like, okay, we have this and this and this. Let's put them together. But definitely it's whatever's calling my name that day. You'll see like the times that I was at the bottom, nothing was really calling my name or I was unable to connect to myself. And that's something that I learned about myself is wow, like I'm actually so in tune with my emotions, like and that's where my passion is being driven from. I've never seen myself in that light until I watched myself on MasterChef.
That's so beautiful, Boo. I'm gonna cry with you here. Oh my
No, we
God, I
can't
love
do
that.
this. I've been
But
so good today.
okay, we're not crying. We're not doing it. We're gonna do it. But yeah, these competitions really do unlock something in the contestants because it is so high intensity and it's. I feel like as an audience sometimes we forget because we get to watch it week by week. You guys are
Yeah,
filming not week by week. You're filming kind of in one period of time, so you're really in the environment of MasterChef.
yeah.
So leaving the competition and leaving the studio and kind of going back home, what was your takeaway leaving the competition versus the feelings you have being able to watch your experience back?
It's so I'll be very honest, like towards the end, I had forgotten everything that happened. I
Yeah,
was
I
like,
understand that completely.
which is so weird to me because I remember the beginning, but I don't remember the end. And maybe that's just, we were so tired, we were under pressure, and like those those neurons are no longer firing and creating those memories. I'm not disappointed in myself at all. I'm proud of who she is on TV and how she came off. And sometimes it's very out of body because I'll feel the emotions, but I don't know where the emotions are coming from until I talk about it in those confessionals, and I'm like, okay, that's why. And so I remember a lot of the emotions, but I don't remember what had fueled them. So it's just so nice to understand myself more.
I'm obsessed with this. Well, Boo, we all saw you and loved you this season. So,
Thank you.
congratulations. It was so
Thank
fun.
you.
What is haunting you and what is fueling you from your time on MasterChef?
Oh God, that black bean pudding, haunting. And I made so much of it. Like, what happened with that?
Girl, yes.
Okay, so what's fueling me was those pistachio rose donuts because one, I'm not a baker. And wow, that is the most gorgeous looking thing I've ever made in my life. That is my proudest dish.
We are just hours away from the finale of MasterChef Canada airing, so although I don't know who wins yet, I did have a chance to talk to our top three, Marianne, Veronica, and Liz, about what it meant to make the finale, and we're gonna look back and hand out some cast superlatives to learn a little bit more about what was happening behind the scenes. I'm not gonna ask you who wins, because that's not fair, but I do want to say, and I said the same thing to Boo when we had a chance to chat, what a Final Four. I feel like we all won watching you four get to the end together. What a badass semifinal and what a badass final. So congratulations, you guys. How did it feel to be in that semifinal with Boo and like represent and make history?
It was awesome. Girl power all the way. Yeah. I feel like we couldn't have picked a better Final Four. Frankly, I was like so honored, but also jazzed to be competing against three other badass ladies.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think it was really sad to see Boo go, but I think she put up a really good fight throughout the competition. And then it's also going to the finale. It's a fierce competition between Marianne, Liz, and myself. And then so very excited for the finale.
I mean, it's always sad. I mean, as it progresses with every person that goes home, you know, kind of pulls in your heartstrings. But it's definitely, I am stoked to be in the finale with these two women.
And I thought with the top four and then the finale top three, it felt like not just history because it's 4 women and then 3 women in the final, but because you guys are all incredible chefs. It really felt like the right top 4 for the season we had. You guys were neck and neck every single week. Like, I felt like you were just inching each other out sometimes of the wins or who was the top chef of the week. So going into the finale, did you feel like it was a close competition, and did you feel like I just got to do my best and put it all out there? Or was there maybe more strategy happening behind the scenes of like, I got to cook in a certain way if I'm gonna like beat out the person beside me?
I honestly don't. For me personally, I couldn't tell you what was going on beside me or behind me. Like, I didn't know what anyone cooked until they were plating it in front of the judges, right? So for me personally, it was just head down. What am I making? What can I do? Because you don't have a whole lot of time to think. I think for me, it was instincts. I was cooking off of instincts and hoping that it was going to turn out at the end.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. I feel like as the competition progressed, everyone was just so good. And I was like, what am I still doing here? And I think I learned along the way that the best way to kind of just like get through or get further is to just honestly do my best and like kind of block out and tune out everything else that was going on around me. So I felt like going into the finale, it was kind of just like me against myself. Just doing my best, and then kind of at the end I was like, okay, now what happens?
Yeah, and for me, I think when we're competing, like similarly, like to Marianne has said, like I like basically didn't really know what like else is going on with all the other cooks. But then watching every episode, I think everyone has their own like unique strength, and then you realize, oh, like you're in this competition with these amazing cooks, because we couldn't really see what everyone else was cooking. So you know, like watching the last episode, like there's a scene with Marianne, like her hand is in the pan with the pork chop, and then I was like so shocked. That's when you know like someone is like really good cook, and then like not scared of like fire or whatever. And then like Liz with her like creativity, and then you know, just the like beautiful presentations of her dish. I think you realize like, yo, you've been fighting along like these amazing cooks throughout the competition.
I love it. That's amazing. And so cool to hear that when you go into the kitchen, it feels like you're in a world of your own. So to hear that that's how it actually feels when you're cooking in there, it feels very validating. When we watch it as, I always say I'd be much better on the show Nailed It, where the food looks bad and maybe it tastes good, than a show like MasterChef where it all has to come together. So we're really watching you guys and thinking, how are they doing this in such a short amount of time with such complex ingredients and complex dishes? Watching yourselves back, did you have a moment where you were like, I don't remember doing that at all? Or like, that looks different than how my memory is remembering making that? Marianne, you're nodding, so maybe we'll start with you.
Yeah, I forget which episode it was. And I was like, I had no idea. Oh, I think it was the fish one. I had no idea what sauce I had made. That one I had to pivot a ton, and so maybe that's why my memory is a bit blurry, but I was like, what did I even make? Like, I had no idea what was going on, and I was like, I couldn't even like recreate it, because I still don't know like what all went into that dish.
That's amazing.
So.
Yeah, I feel like especially in the last few episodes that have come out, at this point in the competition, just so tired and so exhausted and honestly running on fumes. And so I feel like as I'm watching these episodes back, I'm like trying to think the day of the episode, like, wait, what happens again? Who ends up in the top? Who ends up in the bottom? It's honestly like I'm kind of watching it for the first time, because things at this point I was running on fumes. I think we all were. It was so challenging, but obviously great. It was just it was really hard at this point, for sure.
It was a really challenging competition, physically and mentally. And then for me, I don't remember if there's like a particular dish that like completely went sideways compared to what I had thought, but the tortilla one, I would say that's one of the tougher challenge. Like, you just like, like you never expect to be given like a tortilla challenge and to make something out of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, okay, I thought since we were at the end of the season, we could all look back together and give out some cast superlatives. So I have some categories, and I would love for you guys to think of your fellow contestants and who you think fits these award categories. We've been talking to everyone all season long. I've gotten a little bit of a sense of some of the personalities, and I feel like you guys can spill some of the tea of what it was like cooking alongside all these fabulous chefs. That sound good?
This is fun. Yeah, so fun.
Okay, the first superlative is the biggest cheerleader on this season of MasterChef.
I'm going to go with Andres.
I'm going to go with Liz.
Oh, yeah, I guess you were. When you were on the sidelines, you were always cheering.
Thanks, guys. That means so much. I was just going to say Veronica, actually. Veronica was also such a good cheerleader, and just always like, wow, amazing dish, and looking around and really encouraging people. Andres, though, also such a hype man for everyone. Yeah, everyone was so great, really.
Yeah, it's hard.
I have to say one of my favorite moments of the season was, Marianne, when you and Boo were in the egg challenge and you guys were so intense, and then it would cut to Liz and Veronica being like, oh my God, how did it? It was perfect. It felt like the right camaraderie level for this season. Incredible. Okay, next category. Who is the best texter in the group chat, or the best texter watching back these episodes?
Oh, I have an answer. I'm going to go with Koichi. I feel like Koichi is like constantly, what am I trying to say? He's like always in the group chat. He's always encouraging people. He's keeping us on track. He's like so organized. I don't know how this man types this quickly and gets out these like very thoughtful texts to everybody. He is amazing.
Yeah, it's his PM, I think, project management skills coming into life. Yeah, I would agree. I think Koichi is definitely one of the best like texters in the group chat. But I would also say like Daniel. I think he's also very encouraging and very engaged in the conversations.
Yeah, probably. It's like 40% group conversation is Koichi, and then Daniel.
Yeah.
Okay, who do we think is the most likely to become a MasterChef judge?
That's such a good question.
I think Sam. Sam is really well spoken. I think people see like how well he speaks on camera, like behind the scenes, and then he is also very knowledgeable. So I think he will be a good judge.
I agree. Sung would be a really good one, and I also think Marianne, you would be a really good judge. And the reason why I think that is that you have such a wide breadth of knowledge about food, which I am still in awe of. Like, I'm watching you cook week by week, and I'm like, wait, she was doing that while I was like burning tortillas in the oven? Like, what the heck? So yeah, you are just like a very well-rounded, very knowledgeable cook. So I think you would also be a really good judge.
Oh, well, that is sweet. Thank you. I mean, everyone is so knowledgeable in our thing, but I always felt like, in regards to like personality, TV personality, I was gonna throw it back at you, Liz, because you kind of remind me of Mary a little bit. I get Mary vibes from you. Just the way that you like articulate yourself and how you present yourself. So right back
We
at
all
you.
want the Mary Liz crossover. We're all manifesting it, I think. We need to see the Redheads collab on a new season.
Right?
Redheads
I love
unite!
Most likely to sneak a snack on set.
Ida.
I think
Concurred.
she always had something in her mouth. Always something in her mouth eating.
I think she learned pretty quickly, Liz, that there's like a lot of time between when the food is eaten and when the judges are kind of like snaking around and trying everyone's food. And I'd always turn around and Ida would be literally not her plate that she's plated up, but literally eating everything from the pots and pans that she's made. I loved it. Ida, yeah, for sure.
And how could you not? How could you not take a little sneak snack? Like, you'd
Totally.
have to. Oh my God. Who do you think is the biggest cooking nerd on this season? I've heard from a lot of folks that there is big nerd energy behind the scenes when you guys all got to chatting about your love of cooking. So who do we think ranks number one?
I say Paul. Paul was constantly just spitting out facts about things he's made, things he's done in his time. Yeah, I would say Paul.
Being Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was amazing. Or like he would always have the answer. I would just like, 'cause I always kind of sat in that corner with Veronica and Paul. And I'd be like, what is this? And he would know. And if he didn't know, he had this, like, I forget what book it was. And he was like, well, let me just look it up right here. And then he'd be like, tell me.
I'm obsessed. Okay, the last question. Who is the most likely to be the first from this season to publish their own cookbook?
I think Liz.
Yeah, Liz.
Oh, thanks. That is like my food dream. So that is amazing that you guys have said that. Thank you so much. I think either one of you could also, like, I would love, Veronica, for you to put a cookbook together with all of your Chinese influenced food. I am so lost there, so I would love that. And then Marianne, again, like, such a wide knowledge of food. Anyone, truly anyone.
I love it.
Collection of our 3 books.
A top 3 finalist cookbook. Okay, we need it. We need it, you guys.
We're on to something here.
We're going to cook on it. We're going to cook on it after you're done your press. We'll get back in the group chat. Well, thanks so much for joining us. We've been watching all season long. You guys have been so fun to watch cook. Again, like, for those of us that could not cook at this level, I don't know how y'all are doing it, but you ate, slayed, devoured this season, and you put on quite the show for Canada. So thanks so much for all the entertainment.
Thank you for hosting.
And if reality TV is the thing that you love, we've got lots more of it happening here on Late Night Scrolling, with interviews with the eliminated contestants of Canada's Drag Race and Project Runway Canada. There's lots more to come, so make sure you're following the show and subscribing wherever you're listening from. And I'll see you next time on Late Night Scrolling Canada. Bye, y'all.